За ингээд альтернатив нэвтрүүлгийн хасгүй ийм онцгой дугаар эхэлж байна гэж би бодож байна. Хариг аргийнхны захиас Rael. Ном бичсэн хүний зохиогчтой уулзна гэдэг аливаа сэтгүүлчид ер нь ямар ч хүн ч гэсэн онцгой тохиолддог баг. Гэхдээ энэ онцгой номны зохиогчтой мөн одоо өөрийнх нь том тэргүүлж байгаа хөдөлгөөний тухай ярихаар уулзж байгаа. Энэ ярилцлага та бүхнийг урьж байна. Ингээд дэлхийн Rael-ийн hödөлгөөний тэргүүн ноён Claude Rael. Anything to come in here. Do you need a special camera? Түүний тухай ярихаар уулзж байгаа.
Cover this wonderful country,
Stopping this.
rational science, very primitively way, from the Elohim called God. This time, but based on science, I don't know. Step by step, it's always too much.
It's compared to Genghis Khan, is it? Claude Rael. Rice, would you mind to introduce? Thank you for coming to our station.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming to Mongolia anyway.
Yes, it's a great pleasure to be here, and I think this is a country which is really a very good example for the world of what new technology can make. Because, European colonialist people, they think that every country has to go through industrial and like them. But no, Africa and Mongolia, which were poor country recently, can directly go from very primitive and poor people to internet, science and technology, and that's wonderful.
Thanks for noticing that. And then my first question probably, would you mind to introduce yourself to our viewers? And who is a Rael? I mean, this is the mysterious question, and everybody who saw the news probably still wondering about that.
I am just a messenger. I am like a postman, I'm not very important. I just bring, what is important is the book, the message I bring from the Elohim, this very advanced civilization. They created life on Earth a long time ago using DNA, genetic engineering, and they are what primitive people call God. But there is no God. It's human being like us who, thanks to technology, could starting cloning, genetic engineering, mastering the genetic, and one day created life on another planet, the Earth. And our ancestors were the first children created by the Elohim. And that's I met them in 1973 in France. I was journalist at this time myself, and they gave me the message, asked me to stop being a journalist, to quit my job and my family, and to go around the world to spread the message. And
How old was that?
I was in 1973. I was 27 years old, and I didn't like it. Because I love my job, maybe you love your job too. I love my family. I didn't want to move, and it was really difficult for me. But I started, and I did it because the mission is so huge. And now we are 33 years later. The Raelian movement is in 93 countries. We have 65,000 members, helping me to spread this message. To make the long story short, before this message there was two explanations of why we are on the earth. The first one was a supernatural God creating life on earth is 1 week. The second one after was Darwin and evolution, the little Big Bang, the monkeys, and the monkey being our grandfather. And now come at third explanation, which is the most rational and scientific, saying we were created by human beings in our image, and explaining like the Bible and the Veda, the Buddhist Veda, describe the creation of life by the Elohim. The name of these people from space is Elohim, which means in Hebrew, because the Bible comes from them, those who came from the sky. And so that's a little summary of the message.
I'm really kind of surprised. 65,000 people, out of 6 billion people in the world.
Yes.
So it's the start to understand. We'll come back to a question about Elohim, but my question is what they want to, send through you, the message. What kind of message would like to?
There's three parts in the message. The first part is explanation of why we are here. I think it's very important to be able to understand, not based on a belief, but real, rational, scientific understanding of why we are here. Number two explanation, I think the number two part of the message is spiritual. which explained that science is beautiful, but we also need a new spirituality. Because science without spirituality creates a lot of suicide and depression. Only technology and material things cannot make human being happy. So we need spirituality also. And they give us a spirituality which is based on science. Meditation and feeling connected to the universe and infinity, to the infinity inside your body. You have billions of little cells and atoms which are part of us, and we are part of the universe. When we look at the stars, we are one. And that's very, very beautiful spirituality, which is rational, but spirituality, which is very close to Buddhism, I can say. And the number 3 part of the message is the most important for me, is about the future. Because the future can be beautiful if we use science and technology for peace and love. But if we use it for weapons and bombs, we will disappear.
So, this is a message.
Yes.
And then what they want from us.
They just love us. It's a love story. They love us, and they see that now we have on Earth about 10,000 times enough nuclear bomb to destroy all life. So they say, please, change your education and civilization for a peaceful one, because you will destroy everything we created. They love the Earth. They love human being. Very important part of the message. And for the first time they say we have 7 races. Elohim have 7 races, created 7 races on Earth. So black, yellow, white, every races are equal. And that's very different also. And so it's a message of peace, and they ask us to build an embassy, if possible, where they will come back to officially meet the world government and the world press, and I hope you will be there. You are invited.
I would love to.
That would be a scoop, huh?
Do you need a special camera?
No.
Just an ordinary camera.
Regular camera, and all the love I feel from you, because I feel you are a person full of love and peace also.
So, if humankind doesn't really follow those messages, what will happen?
It takes time to change humanity. But I am very optimistic. Slowly it's changing, slowly it's evolving in a positive way. I think we can save the world. I am very optimistic. And
if not, then?
If not, the Elohim will come.
Will they save us?
They will save people who work
people who are making the bombs. Will they save us?
No. They will save only those who work for peace and love. And that's a very few number.
I'm actually for peace, but...
And now you will be a part of it, I am sure of it.
No, I think I share this kind of attitude. Many people share the same attitude.
Yeah, and it's good to see people like that in the country of Genghis Khan. Because at the time it was a lot of violence. But now, at the time of Genghis Khan, with that one sword, you kill one person. With a nuclear bomb, you kill 1 million. So we cannot anymore have Genghis Khan as model. We need model like Gandhi, like the Dalai Lama. Now, if there is a war, everybody die. Not a part. There is no winner anymore. If there is a world nuclear war, there is only losers.
You say they're not going to save us. I mean, if
they will save only a few, those who will have devoted their life, like I'm sure you do, for peace and love.
What's going to happen with the few people who's left over?
Not the few. The vast majority will be destroyed and killed, and that's too bad.
Could you tell us more, like, what really actually happened with, meeting? Could you tell us about a meeting? I've read in your book you just try to describe about.
It's very difficult because I went through a lot of emotion. It was the most incredible day of my life, and I was not expecting this kind of experience in my life. Nobody can expect that. And I was going
to. What was your first word? Did you talk to them in French or?
Yes, because I was able to speak only French at this time.
So did they understand?
Yes, and they say they can speak every language of the world, thanks to technology. And one more time.
Do they shake hands or?
No, they go like in Asia you do, and but the contact was fantastic, but the message was so much more fantastic that at the first sight, when you see you are alone in the countryside and you see a UFO coming down, then you are very happy to see that. When it goes down and slowly a trap door is opened under the craft, you start to be a little bit afraid because you don't know what will come outside. And everybody, like you and me, we all saw bad American movie from Hollywood where you have a lot of people, invaders with guns. So all these things going in my back of my mind.
And in some of French movies, they're also killing.
Yeah, but space invaders, all these Star Wars, you think about it quickly, and so I was ready to run away. If I saw any gun or things, I would have run away very quickly. But I saw this man with an empty hand. I checked, the first thing is empty hand. Is there any gun? And no belt with gun, nothing dangerous. That was what I was looking. And so he was smaller than me. So also destroys the fear. If he was stronger, maybe I would be afraid, but much smaller and full of love. I never felt so much love in the face of any human being. And he came right toward me, and bowed like that. I did the same, and I asked a question in French, like you said, and he understood, and he replied in a beautiful, perfect French. And then he knew my name. That was the most shocking thing for me. He knew everything about my family. So he told me, we guided you telepathically today here to give you a message. And that was, to summarize, that was the
And how long did it last?
Oh, the first meeting was about 1 hour. And there was 6 meetings of 1 hour where I took note of all the message which is inside, and which changed the life of thousands of people on Earth. And my mission is to save humanity.
And also you went with them to their planet.
That's the second encounter in 1975, where I met the same man, Yahweh. And
his name is Yahweh?
Yahweh, yes, which is in the Bible, and means for the Jewish people it's God, but it's not God, it's Elohim, it's one of the Elohim. And I saw that very, very advanced technology, which is not possible to understand even from our most advanced rocket scientists.
And also you met Buddha there, and you met...
That's a very important part for spirituality. All the big prophets like Moses, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, they were sent by the Elohim. They were trying to spread love. And the most beautiful part of the message of Jesus was love your enemies. George Bush, he say he's Christian, but he's not listening to that. Love your enemies. Stop to fight each other. Stop. Blood is bad. But they didn't succeed. So we must do it again and again. And Buddha, beautiful message of Buddha, which was of non-violence and no killing. Same message. And they're all alive on the early planet. I saw them. And when we will build the embassy to welcome them back, they will come back with Jesus, Moses, Buddha, and the 40 prophets they sent on the earth.
Okay, so you said you met Muhammad and Buddha and then Jesus Christ.
You want me to say the same again? Or?
No, it's fine.
That's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And then so you met those
Yes.
gods, what we say here. And then did you meet Genghis Khan? We say the Genghis, it's a Genghis Khan in the Western world, yeah.
No.
You didn't see him there?
No, there is no military among the prophet.
But we, accept him as a god now.
He will kill many people. That's a problem. Prophets are always non-violent and killing nobody. So, but some people
So poor Genghis can't be...
He can't be a prophet. He was a great military man, but not a prophet. Because non-violence is always... Religion is non-violence. Real religion is non-violence, love and peace, always. The message of Jesus... Love your enemies. That's beautiful. And never kill anybody. You should not kill. That's also part of the message of Moses. So the a prophet cannot be a military.
But he's also started to forgive his enemies.
After killing many.
But still no chance.
You must not kill one person, nobody. Yes.
We saying the Genghis came from the sky. This is, our kind of, belief.
Yeah, with time, people try to create image of things like that, but he's not a prophet of Elohim, no. Prophets are like Dalai Lama, Buddha, always teaching peace and non-violence. A prophet cannot be a military.
Did you meet any Mongolian?
No. But I'm sure in the Mongolian history, you have a lot of beautiful monks and priests and artists teaching peace and love. I'm sure of that. I know before the communist era, you had a lot of monastery most of the Mongolian people are Tibetan Buddhist, and Tibetan Buddhism is against killing. So it's very different of the message. It's a very beautiful message.
So, what's your what do you think about current political and socioeconomic situation of the world? What Elohim people thinks about it?
We are living a very interesting time because the message explains everything about that. We are about to see all the world economy destruction. Now it's starting to happen in the money problem. The dollar is going down, and that's great. And soon all the monetary system will be destroyed, and that's beautiful. It will be a little bit painful, but it's great because then they will have to create a world government, which is the only way to save the world. Nationalism must disappear. Border must disappear. We are one human race. The village is a planet, is a village. And the only way to save the world is to destroy every border, every nation, and create a world community. It's starting to happen slowly with a world currency, a new money, and that will solve all the problems. As long as you have different money, you have speculation, and many people making a lot of money, buying cheap things in poor country, selling it for a lot of money in rich country, and they create the problem. When you have an unbalance, it destroys everybody. The fall of the dollar, which is just the beginning, I expect the dollar to fall 90% of its value very quickly. Then all the money will follow. And then what is left? Gold. People will be rushing on gold, but you cannot use gold for everyday transaction. So we have to create a world currency and a world government. And then when there is no more border, you have peace. No more armies. Right now, when we are talking, you have hundreds of children starving to death in Africa. Right now. They are in my mind always. At the same time, America is wasting 10 times what is necessary to give food to everybody on earth every minute. Every minute. So when you look at that from space, it's a crazy planet. And we have to change that, to destroy all military stockpile, all military weapons, and invest the money in science, technology, and peace.
When it's going to happen?
Soon. Very soon.
Can you tell exact time?
Before 2035. If we don't fix
before
it before
2035,
it's the end of the world. Because we will destroy everything on earth. So it's becoming very soon.
So do you believe even a Cold War is done right now?
Even
Cold War?
Cold War? A new Cold War, yes. Because until now you had America, the only superpower from the destruction of Russia, communist Russia. But slowly China is going up, India is going up, and then if they use the stockpile of nuclear weapons they have, it will be the destruction of the world. And we have to make that impossible.
2035.
It's coming very soon. You will still be very young.
I hope so.
Cover this wonderful country.
Stopping this.
Rational science, very primitively way. From the Elohim, called God. This time, but based on science, I don't know. Step by step. It's always too much.
It's compared to Genghis Khan, is it?
We can have eternal life. That's why I support human cloning, and I supported Dr. Boisselier, that I think you will meet soon, who created the first human clone. And that's why we are in favor, because if we use that, we can have eternal life through different bodies.
Could you tell us where's exactly that planet exists in a galaxy, or it's not in even a galaxy?
It's in our galaxy, but not in our solar system. They don't give the precise location, of course, but it's not so far. For our technology, it's very far, but for their technology, it's very, very close.
So they will be coming in 2035?
Before 2035.
They will be here?
Yes, it may be next year or the year after. First, we have to build the embassy to welcome them, and they would like this embassy to be close to Jerusalem. Why Jerusalem? Because the first laboratory where they created life, Adam and Eve, was close to Jerusalem, the Garden of Eden. And so they would love to be back to where it started. But Israel refused the authorization to build the embassy 7 times. So now it can be anywhere, maybe in Mongolia. Why
Did
not?
you find any possible spot here?
It all depends on the authorization of a government, because it must be a diplomatic statute, a real embassy with the statute of an embassy. So we are negotiating with many governments right now.
Elohim people, they have a passport?
No. That's the primitive things we use on Earth.
We understand that speed of the time. We're talking about they're not in our solar system, but you visited the place. I mean, understanding of speed takes us, into technology and everything. Famous Einstein was talking about there's not faster than any light speed.
Yes.
But you're talking about different speed.
It's the same space, but a different understanding. Einstein was a genius at his time, but he was very primitive indeed. So, it's like, let's imagine, you talk about Genghis Khan. I come to visit Genghis Khan 8 centuries ago from Japan. It took me 5 hours with a Boeing 747 to come. If I explain that to Genghis Khan, he say, it's not possible. You need 1 month by horse and a ship to go to Japan. I said, no, 5 hours. But if you don't understand the technology, you think it's impossible. The Elohim, to come from their planet, need a few seconds. But for us, with our technology, it's centuries. Because nobody can go faster than the speed of light, that's what Einstein said. It's not true. They go much faster than light. It's possible, but we don't know this technology. That's just, there was this stupid president of the French Academy of Science in 1900 who said nobody can ever go faster than 100 kilometers per hour because the brain will explode. He was the president of the French Academy of Science. Of course, you go every day with a car more than 100 kilometers per hour. So just science evolved very quickly. I can see it also in Mongolia.
So speed, I understand, it's a completely different. But how about food? They don't eat food?
Yes.
What kind of food?
Every food.
Like
you can have everything you want.
They eat mushroom?
Yes, there was
mutton.
Everything you want. Everything.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So what did you eat?
A lot of delicious food, and thanks to the technology they have. For example, what the most impressive thing for me, I love French wine. But if you drink more than 1 glass of French wine, then you feel a little bit dizzy, So they create a wine which is exactly the same taste as the best French Burgundy, but you can drink 1 bottle and there is no alcohol inside, with the same taste. And that's beautiful. That's technology.
When they come, probably they will bring those wines.
I hope.
And then people will start drinking.
Yes, because alcohol is bad.
Mr. Rael, you mentioned in your book, Elohims are our creators.
Yes.
So who created Elohim?
That's a symbol of the Elohim, which is infinity in space and time. And you also have the very same symbol in the Tibetan Buddhism, in the Book of Death, the Bardo Toda.
Directions.
Yes, same thing, exactly the same thing. So that means that there is no beginning and no end. And it's a scientific rule. You cannot create something from nothing. To create something, you need something. So everything which exists around us has always existed as matter or energy. And everything which makes your body has always existed and will exist forever. The actual shape, your beautiful human being you are, is just for a short time. But all the matter which makes you can continue to exist forever and cannot be destroyed. So
who
the
started
Elohim were created by other people coming from another planet. And they were created by other people coming from other planet. And it's infinity. There is no beginning and no end. And we human beings, there is a project in the American NASA to send scientists on another planet and create life. And we will become Elohim. So we will, in our turn, create life on another planet. And these people will look at us as God.
So you're talking possibly Mars.
It's infinity. And there is no beginning and no end.
And the way you described when the Elohim created us, so how come we have a bad guys who making the bombs and killing each other? How come the things become so aggressive?
That's a very important question. The first responsibility is education. And number two is the use of substances which damage our genetic code. And that you can have, it's scientifically proven now that many criminals have a brain damage. To be a criminal.
But they also created by Elohim.
No. The first
so
human
who created
being,
them?
The first human being were created absolutely perfect. But when human being used drug.
As we know, Adam and Eve.
Yeah, but they were perfect. Yes. But when you use alcohol, drug, many dangerous things when you are pregnant or waiting for a baby, then you create genetic damage. And genetic damage creates criminal.
So they couldn't really stop the human being to start creating those.
It's our fault. We betrayed.
So Elohim created us and then left us on the earth, and then
yes, and that's why they gave many message to say, don't use alcohol, don't use drugs, don't kill, don't. They gave us how to use, how to keep our gene good.
Did they say don't work many hours?
It's a part of the new message that I bring, yes.
So, interesting. I mean, so...
It's very interesting, your last question, because they say we are not supposed to work. We can create computers and robots who can do all the work. And we can enjoy life and let the robots work. But it creates a lot of economic problem with the capitalism and people who want to make money and have a slave as a human being. So the question is very interesting, and the message talk about it. We to create a Toyota car in Japan, there was 1,000 employees 50 years ago. Now, 2. It's all robots and computers. So it's coming. We don't need anymore to work hard. You're right.
But again, my question is: if Elohim had a power to, power of creation of human being, and then do they have a power of stopping this violence?
They have the power, but they don't want to use it.
But still, people dying, and then
they don't want to use
starving.
it. Yes, they don't want to use it because it's, we are not alone in the universe. There is not only...
They love us, but...
They love us.
And then how come they left us?
They would love to help us, but we are not alone. There is the Elohim and us and an infinite number of civilization. And there is a kind of natural selection, if you like. Those who are violent and criminal destroy their civilization. And it's good. Let's imagine that George Bush can suddenly reach interplanetary civilization. Can you imagine what he will do in the universe? He will invade every planet, send many bombs everywhere. So it's good if we destroy everything. Or if we shift to peace and love, then we will reach interplanetary civilization.
So only the answer probably to live in peace and wait 2035.
We have to work to replace George Bush people by Gandhi, by Martin Luther King, by all the people who spread love and non-violence. That's the only way.
So what was the purpose of your visit to Mongolia?
The purpose of my visit was to meet, first of all, the members of my organization here, because we have now more than 500 members in Mongolia, and we have a great meeting together, and also talk to you. And also to discover this wonderful country and meet our leaders here and all the people, and I am very happy and surprised of what I see in Mongolia.
Thanks for coming, thanks for your time, and it was a great pleasure.
If I may add, what I see happening in Mongolia is wonderful. To see young generation, you have a lot of young people here, and I see them, some of them live still in Geld, they look like no money. But they have computers and cellular phone, and that's great. To go directly from very poor to future technology. And that's very, very important. And I'm sure you agree with me, there is a huge potential for Mongolia to really becoming a very modern country directly, without going step by step to copying Europe or Occidental powers, but directly to future technologies.
I hope so, but sometimes the younger generation doesn't care about country.
You know, I see you have a lot of desert, or a lot of a place where nothing grows. Another thing which is wonderful for Mongolia is a genetically modified plant. And I support this technology, which is wonderful. Very soon you can have in Mongolia many crops of trees and fruits, and just by genetic modification you can create plants and vegetables and fruits growing in the desert. So that's very important for your country.
I think it was fantastic if we could do it.
It's easy.
Yes.
If we stop wasting money for military and use for positive science.
If I'm not wrong, I think Mongolia spends 5 to 8% of the total budget each year to the military.
Yes, it's always too much.
Compared to Genghis time, is small, of course.
yes. Compared to George Bush also.
Yeah, I don't know about him, but he's
30%. But it's always too much. Always too much. Every dollar, I don't know the name of the money in Mongolia, every money you can use for science is for love and peace and the future. Every money you waste in military is for death and killing.
So even kids can't buy the guns and toys? It's also Western.
That's bad education.
It's also the military.
Western education, very bad education. I was watching last week a movie with, like the movie of Walt Disney, this kind of thing. They are killing each other. You know, the little Red Hood, the wolf is eating. This is terrible. It's teaching violence. We need beautiful, peaceful stories.
Even Tom Jerry is a very violent.
Yes, that's bad. That's bad. We need peace.
You know, some scientists think Mongolia is the start of the human being. It's a land. Did you find out anything? Did you feel anything to come in here?
I feel something very special. Yes, honestly, not to make you happy. I feel something very special.
Can you explain that?
I don't know, but I feel something very special. And the Elohim at the beginning.
Even some people said it's one of a center place of energy. I'm not a scientist. I'm just,
I don't know yet, but I will make some research. But I feel something very special, and I really love Mongolia.
So you will talk about
and I hope that one day we can, why not, build the embassy to welcome Elohim here. That will be great.
There's a few things in the world that people saying there's and a few people, I think, had a meeting also with the extraterrestrials. Do you have a contact with those human beings?
To my knowledge, nobody else at our time had contact with the Elohim.
Anything to come in here? Do you need a special camera?
Cover this wonderful country.
Stopping this.
Rational science, very primitively way. From the Elohim, called God. This time, but based on science, I don't know. Step by step. It's always too much.
It's compared to Genghis time, is it? How about, can we see, do you document your meeting?
No, there is absolutely nothing. Just the message. One more time, I'm not very important. The message is important.
Great. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
And I hope during this program, our viewers and people who, join our program understood love and peace.
Love and peace. That's the most important thing. And, if I can add a little message directly for Mongolian people, which is full of hope for the future. Every morning, wake up and ask, what can I do to give love to one person today? And if you do that, the world is changed.
Thanks for your time again.
Thank you very much.
I wish you long life and
You too.
great success in your...
And I hope to see you in the embassy one day.
Oh,